My mother was a nurse for 35 years. When I was choosing what to study, she said, "Get into healthcare. People will always need care. It is always needed."
My father pushed me toward accounting. Numbers never go away, he said. Businesses always need someone who understands money. You will always have work.
And they were both right, for their generation and largely for ours.
But now I watch AI tools read medical scans, flag abnormalities, draft treatment plans from patient histories. And I think, what would my father say today? Watching an AI process a company's accounts in minutes, tasks that took my team a full day last year?
The advice our parents gave us was built for the world they could see. We are trying to give advice for a world we can only partially see. And we are giving that advice right now to children who are making decisions about subjects, about university, about what to work toward, that will shape the next 40 years of their lives.
That is not an abstract problem. That is the conversation at the kitchen table right now in a lot of families.
2 episodes in, we know the wave is real. We know how to think critically about specific AI claims. Now comes the question at the heart of why many parents found this series.
What is this actually doing to professional careers? Not in general. Specifically. Welcome back to Book Takeaways for Professional Growth Podcast. I am your host, Marcus.
I am your host, Sophia. Our third book is The Future of the Professions, How Technology Will Transform the Work of Human Experts. Written by Richard Susskind, legal technology expert and IT advisor to the Lord Chief Justice of England, and his son, Daniel Susskind, economics lecturer at Oxford University, former Kennedy Scholar at Harvard.
A father and son writing together about what technology is doing to the professions that fathers and sons have been steering each other toward for generations. There is something almost uncomfortably personal about that framing, and the book earns it.
We started with the big picture. The wave is real. We calibrated our thinking. Not every AI claim is trustworthy. Now we get specific about professional careers. If this is your first episode, welcome, and we especially recommend going back to episodes 1 and 2.
Segment 1. The Pain.
Let us name the specific fear that I think this episode speaks to most directly.
It is the fear of giving your child the wrong advice, not out of negligence, out of honest uncertainty. Because the map we were given as children, the professions, the qualifications, the paths to stability, may not accurately describe the territory our children are going to walk through.
And the fear has a professional version too, for the people listening who are already in a profession. The worry that the expertise you spent years building, that you still rely on, that defines how you see yourself, is being devalued faster than you can adapt.
The Suskins open with what they call the grand bargain, the deal society has always made with its professionals. You go through long, difficult training. You commit to ethical standards. You build rare expertise. And in return, society gives you trust, high status, and effectively a monopoly. Only a licensed doctor can diagnose. Only a qualified lawyer can represent in court.
That bargain made sense when expertise was genuinely hard to access, when the alternative to seeing a lawyer was seeing nobody, when the gap between professional knowledge and what anyone else could find was enormous.
But that gap is closing. AI can hold enormous amounts of knowledge, process complex information, and deliver guidance that used to require years of human training. Faster, cheaper, and accessible to anyone with a phone. The scarcity that justified the monopoly is disappearing.
Which does not mean the professions are disappearing, but it means the question of what they become and what your child should build toward within them is genuinely open in a way it was not before.
Segment 2, the key takeaways.
Takeaway 1, decomposition, what AI actually replaces inside a profession.
The Susskinds introduce an idea they call the decomposition thesis, and it reframes the entire question of, will AI replace professionals?
The question, will AI replace doctors, gets an easy answer. Not entirely, which sounds reassuring. But the Susskind say that is the wrong question.
The right question is, what are all the individual tasks a doctor actually does? When you decompose the role into its components, a very different picture emerges. Reviewing standard symptoms against common diagnoses. AI handles this well. Documenting patient history. AI handles this well. Generating treatment options for common conditions. AI handles this. Following protocol for routine procedures. AI handles this.
What remains essential for the human is judgment in complex or ambiguous cases. The frightened patient who needs genuine human understanding, not just information. The ethical decision that requires weighing values, not just data. The situation that falls outside any established pattern.
And here's the part that parents really need to hear. The routine tasks that AI replaces first are often the foundation of how young professionals build their early careers. The junior lawyer reviewing contracts, the junior accountant checking figures, the junior doctor following standard protocols.
The entry-level pathway into a profession is changing, which means the preparation our children need is different from what we needed.
Takeaway 2. 3 new human roles in every profession.
The Susskinds don't give us a neat list of future roles. What they give us is something more powerful, a way to break professions into tasks. If we combine that with more recent work on AI in organizations, especially research like Human Plus Machine, which is our next featured book in this series, we can start to see 3 emerging human roles.
Trainers. People who teach AI systems how to behave well, how to reflect human values, how to handle nuanced situations the algorithm was not designed for. This requires deep domain expertise. You cannot train an AI to be a good doctor if you do not understand medicine deeply.
Explainers, people who translate what AI systems produce into language that non-specialists can understand and trust. This is fundamentally about communication, clarity, and the human ability to read a room, to know what a frightened patient, a worried client, or a confused employee actually needs to hear.
Sustainers. People who monitor AI systems over time, watching for errors, for bias, for drift from the original purpose. This requires both technical understanding and strong ethical judgment, the willingness to say, this is not right, even when the system says it is.
These 3 require the things that cannot be automated: expertise, ethics, and genuine human judgment.
Takeaway 3. What actually protects you is not your title. The Susskind's compare what is happening to the professions with what industrialization did to traditional craftsmanship. It did not eliminate skill, but it fundamentally changed how skill was acquired, practiced, and valued.
The craftsperson who adapted was not the one who defended their old methods most fiercely. It was the one who understood what was genuinely valuable in what they did and found ways to apply that in the new environment.
For today's professionals, your title is not your protection. The routine tasks attached to your title are not your protection. What protects you is the judgment, the ethics, the human relationships, and the deep expertise that AI cannot hold, and that your clients or patients or students actually need.
Naming that clearly in your own career and in the conversations you have with your children is one of the most useful things this series can give you.
Takeaway 4. The question we should be asking for our children. The Susskinds close with a question that has stayed with me. What future should we want? Not just what future will technology give us, but what future are we choosing to build?
Their answer is genuinely hopeful, a future where excellent expertise is not only available to those who can afford the best professionals, where a good diagnosis, a fair legal outcome, a quality education are not privileges of wealth but accessible to many more people.
And the people who build that future are not the ones who resist change most firmly. They are the ones who understand the technology well enough to guide it toward the human outcomes that matter most.
For your child, not which profession is safe, but what kind of professional does the future actually need? The answer is someone with deep expertise who can also work with, question, and take responsibility for AI in their field. That is the preparation worth building.
Segment 3. Action this week. This episode's key question to carry forward: what does the future of your field actually need from humans? Keep that in mind as we turn to action.
3 actions.
Action 1. Decompose your own job. Write down 5 tasks you do regularly. For each, could a well-designed AI system do this in 3 years? If yes, that is worth thinking about now. If no, that is where your value is concentrating. Knowing the difference clearly is more useful than worrying generally.
Action 2. Change one question you ask your child about the future. Instead of, what do you want to be? Try, what kind of problem do you want to help people solve? That shift moves from a job title, which may not exist in the same form, to a purpose and a capability, both of which travel much further.
Action 3. Find one example of an explainer role in a field you care about. A doctor who helps patients understand AI-generated diagnoses. A lawyer who guides clients through algorithmic legal tools. A teacher who helps students navigate AI in their learning. These roles are already emerging. Showing them to your children makes the future feel navigable, not threatening. Segment 4. Closing and what's next.
The future of the professions gives us what the first 2 episodes could not: a specific structural picture of what is changing inside professional work and what endures.
The grand bargain is shifting. Routine tasks are decomposable. The human roles that remain, trainer, explainer, sustainer, require the things no algorithm can hold: deep expertise, ethical judgment, genuine accountability.
3 episodes in, the picture is building.
Next week, we see what that collaboration between humans and machines actually looks like in practice. Inside real organizations, with real data from 1,500 companies worldwide.
Human plus Machine is written by 2 senior leaders at Accenture who have spent years watching how AI gets deployed at scale. It is the most hopeful episode in the series, and it will give you a concrete vision of the missing middle, the space where human wisdom and machine capability meet, that will stay with you long after the episode ends.
This is Book Takeaways for Professional Growth podcast series on AI and the future of careers. Join us next week for episode 4.
Keep growing.